Excuse me, I still haven't finished putting my brain back together. Tonight's review is on The House at the End of Time. First of all, this movie is in Spanish with English subtitles, so if you don't know Spanish and you don't like reading subtitles, then don't watch this movie. As for what this movie's about, The House at the End of Time starts off with a woman lying on the floor. After she gets up, she finds her husband brutally murdered. Then she finds her son, only to watch him get pulled away into the darkness. This woman is then blamed for the murder of both her husband and her child, despite the fact that they never found the body of the latter. 30 years later, she is released from prison so that she can return to the house where it all happened. I'm going to start off by saying I didn't find The House at the End of Time to be particularly scary, but it does tell a very interesting and well-written story. The main actress in this movie does a great job. I actually had to look this film up on IMDb just to make sure that both the younger and older versions of her character were being played by the same person. Not only does she wear some awesome prosthetic makeup, which props go to the makeup artist as well, but she walks and talks in a way that had me convinced they had cast an older woman to play her in the present day. Also, this movie has a lot of great drama and character moments. The majority of the story actually doesn't concentrate on the older version of the main character, but most of it takes place in flashback where you get to know her and the family she once had before the events took place, which essentially ruined her life. And I know I usually save my complaints until the end of the review, but since we're on the subject, my only complaint with the characters and with the movie as a whole is that there's a moment where the son goes up to one of his friends after a great tragedy and tells him, "You're the only brother I have." And I'm just sitting there wondering, who the fuck is this? They did absolutely nothing to set that up. As far as the horror aspects go, I would say that some of the best moments take place during the second half. It's just really interesting to follow the main character in the present day as she begins to discover the secrets of her old house, and without spoiling anything, shit gets weird. There's not much else for me to say about The House at the End of Time. I would say that if you're a fan of The Orphanage or The Devil's Backbone, then this should be right up your alley. It may not be as scary as either of those films, but it does have a storyline that competes with both of them. I really liked it, and I hope y'all have a good one.